Every great league game has a tipping point.
The game was in your hands, Deft!
One split second, one tiny decision,
They did it!
one auto attack that changes everything.
It's a base race! Who's gonna win?
We're Esports Garage, and these are the closest games in League of Legends history.
It's the quarterfinals of Worlds 2022, and for Deft, one of the greatest AD carries of all time, this could be his last series. With mandatory military service looming on the horizon, this was seen as his final shot at the only trophy he's yet to lift, the Summoner's Cup. The trouble is that Deft might be cursed. He hasn't made it past the quarterfinals in his last 5 attempts, and he already finds himself down 1-0 in this series against his former team, the defending world champions EDG. Deft and DRX are massive underdogs in this series, but after a back and forth early game, they start building a big gold lead. The scaling advantage though goes to EDG, who are quietly stacking Dragon.
Stun's gonna land, Dragon burned down, soul play for EDG.
After taking their second Baron of the game, EDG spring a trap on Deft in the bottom lane.
Can he actually find Deft? Can Deft survive? Arcane shifts one, he's got a QSS. He's gonna shuffle away, keeps it up for a bit more time, but he should be the target, and they kill him. The AD carry is down, but the base is under attack.
This all but guarantees EDG the Dragon Soul, so DRX makes a bold call to stick around and look for a second inhibitor.
Dragon Soul has been claimed.
This play isn't the cleanest, but DRX are able to stabilize and find themselves pushing inhibitor number 3 when...
Viper wants his kill. On lands, and Viper screams across the world into Boston, baby.
DRX can feel the game slipping away and start to get desperate.
Viper has flash. Viper has flash. Oh, the roost on a Pioshik. Will it be the kill? Stone plate is not enough. Viper is simply too huge.
Pioshik's flank utterly fails, and staring down a 4v5 at Baron with no jungler, Deft goes for the throw.
Deft TP's to the top lane. They've got to get back to the base. They've got to answer him. Double TP. They're going. They send more. Sedge gets the stun, but inside the pit, they're still playing for Baron. It's secured, but Deft kills turret. He's got it. One. He kills turret number 2, and the Nexus is in his eyes, and he's gonna get.
Oh, the inhibitor! The inhibitor is back out!
Wait, it is one. No.
Oh my
No.
Oh, the root, the inhib, the inhib. Oh my God. No.
No.
What?
He cannot get the stun.
No way!
Injured.
Oh my God, Deft, no! The game was in your hands, Deft! It was right in front of you and the inhibitor spawns! Absolute heartbreak for TRX! That was their game! And an inhibitor stops the Nexus from falling!
4 years later, this play is still unbelievable. DRX needed just one more auto attack, and there are so many moments that could have changed everything. If Deft had TP'd a second earlier, DRX win. If Kingen walks just a little further into Fog of War so JJ can't cancel the TP, DRX win. If the inhibitor respawns 1 second later, DRX win.
We believe that this inhibitor respawn is the single unluckiest thing to ever happen in League Esports history. Full stop.
Deft dies Nexus to Nexus, and EDG go up 2-0.
Sure, the series wasn't technically over, but in that moment after Game 2, it felt like there was no way DRX could come back from a mental blow that big. But as we all know, this play did not end Deft's last dance. Against all odds, DRX rallied, reverse sweeping the reigning champions before going on the greatest run in League of Legends history, culminating in Deft lifting the Summoner's Cup at long last.
DRX are your 2022 World Champions!
Clocking in at an hour and 11 minutes, the next game on our list is the longest game in World's history. A do-or-die group stage match between Fnatic and OMG in 2014. Both teams enter with 1-2 records in this tournament's group of death, meaning a loss here all but guarantees elimination. OMG come out of the laning phase with a solid lead, but Fnatic managed to keep things fairly even in kills and objectives. With Kog'Maw and Syndra, Fnatic know they have the scaling advantage, but OMG have 2 dangerous assassins in Kha'Zix and Zed that make life very difficult for Fnatic's hyper carries. The problem for OMG is that the closest thing they've got to hard engage is Thresh Hook, while Fnatic have plenty of tools to keep them at bay in teamfights. Because of this, the game stalls out for a long time, and things start to get weird pretty fast.
Fnatic are pushing straight up that mid lane. Baron is going to go down here for OMG, but they may lose an inhibitor for it. They're going to recall though. Oh, Fnatic have already got the turret. The inhib's going down. That's a trade that Fnatic will probably say, we'll take it.
10 minutes later, Peke gets caught outside the base, giving OMG another Baron and inhibitor, but they can't capitalize. 10 minutes after that, Fnatic melt Baron on respawn, putting themselves in the driver's seat, but they still aren't quite strong enough to end. Neither team is sure who wins a 5v5, so they just kind of avoid each other until Fnatic spots an opportunity.
Oh, I want to see a base race. But it looks like they are going to have to go back way too far up these inhibitor turrets. They're going to lose an inhibitor here. OMG can't really move much off of this. They only had that mid wave, and it's not really a game stopper for them to go to the Nexus turrets. They are waffling quite a bit here. Fnatic
No one
move.
No one goes back. So as is thinking about going back, but he still has his teleport. They could rush this third inhibitor actually because of the delay. Maybe Fnatic is a mastermind of turret killing.
Oh my gosh, they are going to take down the inhibitor. So he comes in there. They managed to catch Peke.
Oh.
They're going to get him down, for the Guardian Angel will bring him back to life. Cyanide has to go up in the air. The Zhonya's from Peke. It's not going to be enough to keep him alive. Cool gets one. Lovelin's at the back. His GA goes down. Cyanide's GA goes down. Cyanide dies in the end, and now they've locked up Soaz as well. He will use the Zhonya's. Still the Flame Spitter doing the damage, but going on a rampage. 3 men down for Fnatic with 70 seconds spawn time.
Just when it looks like OMG are about to win the game, Rekkles and Yellowstar fight their way out of an impossible situation and save Fnatic, leaving OMG with an open Nexus. But even with the Nexus exposed, you've still got to kill it.
And Baron buffing Fnatic, which may be what they need to pressure in for the last push here.
And for Fnatic, both the Guardian Angels have returned for them. This is the fight OMG has to take.
It's going to be cool going in. Oh my God, he gets Reckless. He had no chance to use pretty much anything. And it didn't matter because they did get it on him. Soaz, Peke, very hurt here. Leveling goes in, gets the hit up. He's stunned, but he jumps again. Tries to go for Peke. They've lost now Soaz and Reckless. How will OMG move off of this?
What goes around comes around. Just when it looked like Fnatic were going to win the game, Cool picks off Reckless, leaving Xpeke alone against all 5 members of OMG barreling down mid. With Fnatic's entire season resting on this one moment, what can Peke and the boys do?
Took 65 minutes to get onto the Nexus turrets. Both OMG's Nexus turrets are down, but somehow still very cool. Eats a shot, he goes down. That was an execution, but it doesn't matter. The time is still 70 seconds, and somehow Peke, by himself, stays off an entire team.
And again this game, do you think it's going to be over? There's Soaz. It's not Cassidy, but it's Rumble.
Soaz TP to the top. He's going to go for the Nexus here as well. Soaz trying to be the hero. The recall's coming in, but Soaz is on it. One goes back, the rest come in.
He's not going to get it.
Down. I don't think he's got the damage here, but the Super Minions are coming in. I say he's not got the damage for the Nexus. He's down to half his speed. He's already used his flash, and he will end up falling down.
Yeah, but they're playing the stop the recall game, and Reckless is on the heels right now.
The recalls.
Living artillery, he's going to stop Sign. He has to. One of the big damage dealers. Going's going to make it in. Peke's there. Here comes Cyanide as well on the end. They're focused on the Guardian Angel Lasagnas. Can Cyanide slip in as the spider?
Oh my God.
Will they be able to get it? Peke up from the Guardian Angel. A few more hits. Will this really happen?
No, they didn't get it.
Oh my God. They saved the Nexus. It's Yellowstar trying to get in. Inhibitors are spawning left and right. The top one has still come up, but OMG also stopped their Nexus from going down.
I've never seen a professional game this close.
Fnatic put it all on the line and give us one of the most intense backdoor attempts of all time, but they fall just one hit short. Just look at Soaz's reaction afterward. They were that close. Maybe if Fnatic reached the base a split second sooner, or if Yellowstar and Reckless run it down for one more auto instead of turning around, the game ends right there. But somehow the game still isn't over. As we pass the 70-minute mark, Fnatic push forward one more time. They've taken all 11 towers on the map. All that's left is the Nexus. But Going has other plans.
Oh, the flag from Going, they're going for Reckless, that knocks down, shut down here by Lovely. Who's the next target? Soaz is in between them, but they're going for Yellowstar. Second man down, make that third and fourth. Peke will fall. It's an 8 for OMG, and that's gonna be the game.
After being one auto away from winning, Fnatic lose the fight and the game, falling out of the group stage while OMG go on to finish just one series away from the finals. Not only is this the longest game in World's history, it also has a strong case for being the closest. The match swings back and forth for over an hour with multiple moments where either team could have won. But there's one game with an even crazier ending, maybe the craziest in LoL Esports history.
And at number 1, it's KT versus IG at Worlds 2018, the iconic base race you've probably seen 100 times, and you've probably also heard Captain Flower's legendary call,
It's a base race! The Shy's under the blue Nexus, KT's under the red. Who's gonna win?
But do you remember how we got there? KT's super team entered this series as the tournament favorites, but things have not gone to plan, with IG going up 2-0 by outperforming KT across the board. Heading into Game 3, the Shy throws down the gauntlet, last picking Fiora into Smeb's Aurelia.
Oh! Invictus Gaming answer the challenge.
But despite picking up an early lead after a gank from Ning, the Shy isn't the first top laner to make his presence felt in this game.
Infernal taken down, it's gonna be secured by the Zaya. There comes your Rakan ulti. They're gonna engage. Smeb gets the kill on the Ning. It's gonna be Jackie taken down next. Smeb's got a double, looking to find even more. That one's taken down. Jackie left grabs the kill on Amada. Shy's trying to get away, but he is gonna be run down by KD, who take the fight.
Now it's hard for Fiora to out-teamfight Aurelia, especially this early. But as the game goes on, the Shy takes over the side lane matchup. He ends up flame horizoning Smeb and picks up the bottom lane inhibitor after KT failed to respond to a dive. This will be important later.
Just kidding, it's gonna matter right now.
Ning waiting to go in. It's gonna be secured now by Yukao. Fight's breaking out. Stun comes down. It's gonna be Mata killed first. IG looking to find their fight right here. The damage comes through. Smeb makes his way into the fight as Rookie's taken down. There goes even more burst coming out on the Deft. KT have lost almost everyone, but they're still trying to fight back. It's Yukao cleaned up. Score's the only survivor. The Shy into the face. This could be the end. For the first time since 2014, a non-Korean team could eliminate Korea in this knockout stage. But the Shy would have to do it here.
The Shy versus Score for the game. We have 7 seconds left on Mata. Rakan will come up first, and he's coming up quickly. I don't think he can do it. The Shy has to get out of there. Or
he doesn't. He goes after Score. One more hit could do it, but he won't be able to find it. Mata keeps his ally alive, and now the Shy has to get out.
That's right, this game has more than one base race, and the game could have ended right here. Just take a look at Score in this fight. One more auto from Jackie Love and he's dead, and the Shy likely goes on to end the game. Instead, Score survives, gets the kill, and KT defends, setting us up for what's to come.
A few minutes later, the teams trade Baron for Elder as you reach the extreme late game. With the match bounced on a knife's edge, it feels like the next fight will decide everything. But the Shy knows a full 5v5 isn't where he wants to be, so he takes the game into his own hands and heads bot.
Everything's still fine here for KT Rolster. They've got the Shy in the bottom lane, but Shy has no TP. This is going to be your game-ending push one way or the other. It's KT going for the base. It's going to be a base race. Nexus turret number 1, taking down to half HP. KT looking to end it right here, right now. Ning taking down to half. It's Shy versus Smeb at the base at the same time. Bottom's going to be taken very low. Yukao barely going to be kept alive. Score taken down to one corner. Smeb's nearly going to be killed now as well. Deft taken so low. The Blade Caller's not able to find him. Deft goes in a killing spree. It's the Shy still in the base. It's KT looking to try to stand and fight if they can. The Shy has made his way onto the inhibitor turrets, onto the Nexus turrets. They're going to be taken down. KT still marching. It's a base race. The Shy's under the blue Nexus. KT's under the red. Who's going to win? The Shy will not. And KT takes it to game 4. Holy crap!
This is the closest base race in the history of competitive League of Legends, and there is so much to break down here. Starting in the IG base, multiple members of KT are blinking red. Yukao ends up doing the most damage to the towers and Nexus, and he just barely gets his Zhonya's off in time to survive. If Ning kills him or even Score here, there's no way KT wins. Not to mention Deft living as long as possible here to store out Rookie and Baolan.
But the real MVP of this sequence is Smeb. He knows he has absolutely zero chance to win the 1v1 against Fiora, so he dances around him with Qs, clearing the minions and keeping both the Shy and the Wave as far away from his tower as possible. Then, when Smeb respawns after his GA pops, he realizes that he can't meaningfully delay anymore without instantly dying, so he makes the counterintuitive call to give up the defense entirely and TP top to try to end before the Shy can. And that decision ends up making all the difference.
It's like the Fnatic and DRX games if both teams were hitting the Nexus at the same time. The ending is so chaotic that the fans in the arena don't even realize KT have won until the victory screen pops up behind them.
KT storms back in the series and bring out the silver scrapes, but Jackie Love takes over Game 5, and KT fall just short of the reverse sweep. IG, meanwhile, would go on to dominate the rest of the bracket and secure the LPL's first ever World Championship. If things had gone just a little different in this moment, this series was a 3-0, and IG would have been the first team in World's history to have a perfect 9-0 knockout stage. Instead, the Shy's talent, Smeb's decision-making, and Captain Flower's amazing call all combined to deliver us not only the closest game ever, but one of the greatest moments in League of Legends history that we'll keep watching on repeat for years to come.
When we made this list, we didn't set out to only cover international games, it just kind of happened that way because of how high the stakes are. If you'd like to see a follow-up with domestic games only, like maybe a certain Winions game, you can let us know down in the comments below.
And if you enjoyed this one, we actually did a full breakdown of the Fnatic-OMG marathon match from Worlds 2014 a couple years ago, which you can check out here. Make sure to like and subscribe and drop a comment with the League of Legends moments you want us to dive into next, right here on LoL Esports.